ball bounced off the upright.
I turned to Coach Boyd on my left-hand side right there. We were hugging right there, and he said, I said, oh, man, he's got it. And then all of a sudden, the thing just started to drift. And the next thing you know, it bounced back into the field of play, and I said, oh, my Lord, he missed it. And I quickly embraced him, and anybody that I could find, I was grabbing up. It was one of those emotional times, and it's one of those times where to be at home and to do something like that, we've done a couple of those on the road, but to be at home and do something like that was pretty special.
So emotional, and no Gatorade bath today.
Yeah, I think I got away from him pretty quickly because it was a little bit in doubt right there. So a couple things is everybody was more emotional about the kick coming off the upright, and nobody was too concerned about the Gatorade, which was fine with me, as I don't need another one of those, and I don't think neither does Kevin.
Coach, Citadel had 2 league titles in 75 years, and now they have 2 more in 2 years.
Yeah, it's a great bunch of guys, and for that reason alone right there, Jeff, is the reason why I stayed. Is there was so much more to do with this group. They believed, they fought their butts off, and for us to just pick up and leave, I don't think that was fair to them. But they certainly have responded, and they've done everything that we've asked them to do, and they believe in the staff, they believe in each other, and they come in every day ready to work.
To win it in such a tight fashion, and it's a conference championship, just what is that feeling like, that elation?
And to have homecoming along with it, have 16,000 out there, just probably about 16,000, all the homecoming fans. I think it's something special. It's something that the Citadel's been waiting for so many years. And for them to finally get excited about the core cadets and the alumni and the fans, you just can't imagine the feeling or the emotional feeling that we have right now as a football program.
Just to see the guys fight back and forth in this one, watching this from your perspective, what did you see?
Well, first of all, I told them I think they bailed me out of that 4th down call right there. I was a little bit over-aggressive. I thought we were moving the ball well on them, and I thought we could get it. And they made a terrific play right there. They were able to stop us in the A gap right there. So at that point, we could have easily, been emotionally drained. But yeah, we come out, we have a huge, we get a defensive. So they score, but we come on back, we get a huge run by Cam Jackson, and the next thing you know, we're in the end zone. We've got an opportunity to kick the ball deep, pin them deep a little bit, control the clock, and the defenses. On that end of the field, the core cadets was pretty loud down there, so I thought it was a little bit tough for them to move the ball. But they certainly do a good job, man. It was a great football game.
How do you address these last 2 games? I mean, now that you're in the postseason, how do you look at those final 2?
I told them, and I told the team today, I said, we're not done yet. We're going to take this thing as far as we possibly can. We've got to continue, though. There's a game next week that is ultra important. It's important to a lot of our alums. It's important to us. It's so important that they're going to bring the knobs up again this time, and we're also playing for a trophy again. So that's always an important game for us.
You were slightly emotional after the pass interference call in the 4th quarter, right?
Yeah, some of those things is, he kind of explained to me what his thought was, the official, and he was nice enough to come over and talk to me about it. I always consider that a learning process for me, is how are they going to call that. It's one of those things where you think it's an underthrown ball and the guy's coming back underneath. And, of course, those things happen. Not much we can do about them.
45 carries for Tyler Renew. Can you talk about his effort?
Yeah, phenomenal. And once again, it comes down to nothing but trust in me and as the play caller and letting Tyler go ahead and put the game in his hands. There's so many times where we just want to take care of the ball. We want to get first down. We want to grind it out. It wasn't until I saw the final stats that I realized where he was at with us. But it didn't surprise me at all because he fought hard, and this was senior day for him, and it's certainly a great way for him to celebrate senior day.
Did you see it as the kind of day he was going to get the
Not at all.
carries?
No, we knew that in order for us to be successful, he was going to have to take the majority of the carries. But it wasn't one of those things where we go in and thinking that he was going to rip off, I think it was 290 yards or so. So if we could, that'd be great. If I could envision that, that'd be awesome. But we didn't, so he did a terrific job for us.
D, just to lock up that 2nd straight Southern Conference championship, and the way you did it, what was that like?
Just an amazing feeling. You got real good teammates, and everybody just bought into the system. It gets no better than this.
Did it seem like the secondary, you guys were kind of tested a little bit in the second half, but you guys kind of held together? Like, what was that like in the second half for you?
I mean, we knew going into the game that it was going to be a tough game. They're a real good passing team, so we just had to play our fundamentals, and everything would play itself out.
Came on that run, you're down by 10 inside 4 minutes. Just what was going through your head? I mean, they couldn't bring you down.
And I was just like, man, I want to win this game, and I got to do this for my boys. I got to do this for, the Lord, man. We play for God, then we play for our boys, and I just wanted it.
Win another Southern Conference title. What does this mean to you guys?
Man, it's special, man. Especially how far my class has come from, having 3 head coaches in the past 4 years, and just been a long journey, and it's very special. And I'd like to thank God, thank my boys, thank the core cadets.
Coach said this is why he came back. That's why he didn't leave with Coach Houston. What's that mean to you to know he came back to win because he said you guys had unfinished business?
I mean, he saw the progress. He saw us moving forward, and most of the coaching staff stayed, which meant a lot to us. I mean, they could have easily went with Coach Houston, but they all decided to stay, except for a few others. But I mean, that's fine because we go out there and play for each other.
Cam, how would you describe the mindset when you guys were down 34-24 with not a whole lot of time?
We're just saying that we had to just come together and make big plays, and that's what we did.
I'm sorry if I missed this. Can you take us through your long run that set up the touchdown? You were all over the field.
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted it. I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to be stopped. I wanted to win this one. I wanted to be back-to-back champs.
Tevin, you knew their offense was going to test you guys. I think that's the most you've given up all season. But how do you keep playing, keep going, and find a way to win?
They're a powerful offense, so they're going to make their plays. You just got to kind of limit those big plays, and we knew that if we did that for the most part, we'll be great in the end.
Back-to-back league titles. What does that mean to you as a senior?
It means a lot as a senior because I've been here for 4 years, and I've just kind of seen the program shift from one side of the spectrum to the other, and it's just nice to see all the hard work paying off. I just want to give a big shout out to all the seniors because that's tough on a group of guys who are going through 3 coaches in 4 years. So shout outs to them for their tremendous mental toughness, man. Because without them, who knows what we would be, man.
Tevin, in the overtime period, with the defense being able to get the support of the crowd, a very vocal crowd, how did that help, especially with a penalty and more to back them up?
The end of the stadium is great. It's noisy. You got 2,000 cadets in one corner of the end zone, and that's part of the reason why we like playing at Johnson Haygood and being on that end. And it's just kind of a strategic move to go down there because we knew they'll have our back, and we appreciate everything that they do for us.
Were you happy that the team lost the coin toss so that they at least got to choose field position?
Yeah, but by that time, yes, I was just happy that we could get on that side of the field and execute our game plan.
At what point do you kind of look at this and say, you've got 2 games between you and an undefeated season? I mean, do you look at that?
I mean, those thoughts kind of creep in, but you got to kind of filter them out because you can't do anything about the end of the season because the next game is in the way, and that's what we got to take care of. Like Coach Thompson said, this next game is a big one for our fans and our alumni, and it's a big one for us because it's the next one, a big rivalry in the SoCon, so that'll have all our focus.
Tevin, did their quarterback take you by surprise with his running ability?
A little bit. Accounting for the quarterback in the run game when they pass the ball a lot is tough, but for the most part we handled it as much as we could, and I'm glad that we came out with a win.
What was it like when you guys were down 34-24? What was your thinking there?
I knew we'd find a way. We knew we had each other's back. We'd find a way no matter what. We were hungry. We want to take this thing as far as we can.
What about the senior class, like Tevin was talking about, and what you guys have been through with the 3 coaches?
It's been quite an adjustment. I mean, I've played all different sides of the ball. I've got to experience both ends of the spectrum, and it's been a great ride. And it's nice that we're finally starting to get to that point. We're gonna just continue to stay hungry. We're gonna take this thing as far as we can.
Describe what it was like to see that ball go off the goalpost there on the last play.
I start tearing up. It's just a big wave of emotions. It's the biggest game I've ever been a part of. I consider this bigger than beating South Carolina last year.
2 big kicks there, end of regulation, and then in overtime. Just what was going through your head on each one?
It's kind of like it's been all season. Mercer game, Wofford game, Gardner Webb. I've had a lot of 4th quarter kicks building up to this. So it was one of those things. It was do or die. I missed that. We're in a totally different mindset right now, frame of mind. We're probably all crying and upset and all that, but instead we're jumping around acting fools. But I felt confident about it. I mean, we've been doing it all season. We've been executing all season. Snapper, Keith is incredible. Will Van Vick again, holding incredible, and our protection has been incredible all year. So I was feeling real good about it going into that kick.
What was it like to see your counterpart miss it, hit it off the goalpost?
I went over to him after the game and told him, that's not on him, that's not his fault, because I've been there last year at MT, missed one to lose to Illinois. So I've been in those shoes, and nobody on this planet can understand that feeling until you've done it. But I was glad to see us win the game. So I mean, you know, I was happy about it, I guess. So.
For you to come in after they won the Southern Conference last year, what's that mindset of this team like compared? I mean, I guess you can't compare it to before, but I guess what was the culture of this program when you came in? What did you first see?
Right, I felt like I was with a bunch of guys that had a lot of confidence, but I felt like, you know, in the summer we were getting a lot better. We were working hard, but I felt like a lot of people, you know, were we one of the best teams in the country. And I think, you know, a couple games back against Wofford, I feel like that was a huge win, and that kind of made us feel like, yo, we're one of the best teams in the country. You know, we can really do something with this season, what we got here, and the talent that we got. So the culture's been good. I've enjoyed it. Best decision I've ever made in my entire life, honestly.
And I think there's a fan club in Watkinsville for you in the Citadel. Your mom's leading that?
Probably so. She's been doing that since I was playing soccer when I was 4 years old. So.
Tyler, good gosh, you got to be tired. Have you ever run the ball like that in your life?
Maybe in high school one time, but no, I'm starting to feel the tiredness settle in now. But you know, just being out there and playing, you don't really think about it. You know, it being senior day and homecoming, and you know the conference championship on the line, you don't really think about it, and you're just kind of thinking about all the guys that you want to carry. You know, the balls, they're telling me to carry the ball, so you know I got to put the team on my back and do what I can. And you know I can't say enough about the game plan the coaches put us in, and the way the offensive line played today. They played a phenomenal job. The offense as a whole and defense, you know, holding to a very, very, very tough offense. You know, that's a phenomenal team, a phenomenal defense and offense they got over there, and we just played our guts out today.
For that to be your last game at Johnson Haygood, probably, unless something weird happens, what's that mean to you?
I mean, it's memorable. It's something I'll never forget. You know, it's, like I said, it's senior day, and it's way better than anything I could ever imagine. But like I said earlier, I just can't think of the offensive line, the guys in front of me, the whole offense, a whole Dom making the play calls, and the coaches putting us in the right game plan all week and pushing us, and Coach Connie, you know, continually to push me and make me better and never let me, you know, settle for being just content.
Where does this game rank for you?
What did it start?
This game rank for you in your career?
Oh, I mean, it's phenomenal. Like Tevin said earlier, I mean, us seniors, you know, we've been through 3 coaches, and to win a back-to-back championship is something that I never would have imagined coming in. You know, these coaches, when they came in, they totally changed the whole culture of this program, and you know, it's showing now, and the players buying in and giving all they got. You know, we've been having tough games, and the SoCon's a tough conference, and you know, pulling these fourth quarters are, you know, making my blood pressure really rise. But you know, it's been fun, and I've really enjoyed it, and I love these guys. Every single one of these guys on this team is my brother, and I can't thank all of them enough.
What was your reaction when you saw that ball bounce off the goalpost?
Oh, I hit my knees. I was in disbelief. It was, you know, we've just had so many games like that this year where it's just been down to the wire, and we've pulled it out in the end just by continuing and believing that we can do it, and believing that we can win, and believing in each other and the coaches and everybody just buying in and never giving up. And to see it bounce off the goal post like that was just, my heart dropped in my stomach, and I hit my knees, and I was just praising God. You know, God has blessed this team so much. Every time I step on that field, I thank God that He's given me the opportunity to be out there and to play this sport as long as I have, because not many people get this opportunity to do it. And I'm just so thankful that He's given me this opportunity. So I hit my knees and thank God right then and there.
Last year's Wofford game, the uniform that you all wore was the Blazer uniform. This year, first time at home, you wore the Blazer uniform, and you were in beast mode again. Did you pick out the uniform today?
I did not, no sir. That's all Coach Yeager. He does the uniforms. I think last week we had the Corps cadets vote on the uniform that we wore. So, you know, whatever we're wearing, you know, you put it on and wear it and go out there and play. So, you know, that's definitely not my call at all.
Tyler, what did you see of Cam's long run there at the end? He just kind of refused to go down.
Yeah, that's just a gutsy play. I mean, that's just a big-time player making a big-time play. You know, he refused to go down, and, you know, just like he was saying, you know, he wanted to put the team on his back and get as many yards as he could. And, you know, I was watching, and I was like, and he went all the way down there, and that's just Cam being Cam. He's a phenomenal player, and, you know, there was so many people that made such good plays today. It was not just one person, you know, it wasn't just me, or it wasn't, Dee Delaney or whoever. It was, you know, everybody as a whole doing their part. And, you know, in the end, we pulled out the victory.
How do you feel right now?
I feel tired. Yeah, I'm tired for sure. But I'm happy. You know, I can't wait to go out there and celebrate with my parents. I'm just so happy for for the coaches and all the time and effort they put into this, all the seniors, and through everything that we've been through, saying 3 coaches and everything, and just dedicating our everything into this program, and to see the results that are showing now is beyond anything, is beyond words that I could express.
I guess, how do you even put it together from freshman year to now, just what this run has been like for you?
It's just determination. You just keep pushing. It's hard, even when it gets tough. Freshman year, going through knob year and everything. A lot of things that you learn on the football field, you learn in the Corps Cadets also. You're going through freshman year and it's tough, and you kind of have to bring yourself down and build yourself back up. So, putting in football terms, we first got here and we were really nothing, and we've been building ourselves up. In the sophomore year, we had a tough season, but we knew something was building. And last year, was kind of, you saw the fruit of our results and everything we put into it. And now this year, it's blossoming, and it's been phenomenal for the fans and for us as players, the Corps of Cadets, just everyone involved with the program. It's been a phenomenal experience, and it's nothing shy of what you do in the Corps. That's what you learn there, the determination, the will to never quit, just to believe in each other and to keep going and keep pushing.